Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. Well, that's the first ever introduction. So thank you so much, caller. Um, yeah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Okay. So my topic this evening is the psychology of a business owner during crisis. So my name is RVP Glendale Profeta Alonzo in partnership with Mike Alonzo and my mom Elvira. So you guys know that there's so much going on right now, and our job as business owners is really to bring the calm during the storm. So mine is just ways in which you should think, and as far as being able to present this essential business that we're in. So it says here, our mindset in crisis is everything. It's up to us to be able to reset our mind, because what happens is when we are in a crisis, our natural tendency is to actually get into survival mode, and our mind starts to play tricks on us, and it always thinks of the worst case scenario. And you guys see everyone panic buying, no one's able to think straight, and that's where we come in, right? So it says the masses, which is everyone out there, they seek the delivery of us, right? Our expertise in times of uncertainty. So while the world is going crazy, we have to be that calm force to be able to reassure our clients and the community. Okay, it says there's a difference between informed and consumed by the news. So I don't know about you guys, but in the beginning when the coronavirus was happening, right, we can't help it but want to know every little thing that's going on in the news. But it starts to get draining after a while, because you're like, oh man, all this negativity. And it's funny because before the coronavirus, I never would watch the news, and all of a sudden when it was all over the place, it's like I felt so drained by it, because it's like I felt the need, like I had to know every little thing. But great things for my partner is they reminded me, look, all the information that we need to know as business owners, our company, our home office is going to relay that to us, and you guys have social media, so the information will make its way to you. But it's our job to filter out the information that we need and be able to do what we got to do to serve families, right? So it says here, this is the opportunity for creativity, reflection, strategy, and self-improvement. So while everybody else is thinking about, survival mode, this is where us as entrepreneurs, as business owners come in and be like, okay, how do I adapt to this new environment, to this new normal that we're in right now? So you have to assess, okay, the most successful businesses are able to pivot, are able to come up with the most creative ideas that they normally wouldn't have thought of in their comfort zone. So our job is to incorporate all of the company's concepts. I mean, all of us here, we know Primerica, always delivers, but one of the more admirable things is we always deliver, especially in times like this. So what I've been doing, and I have a lot of kind of conversation things that I'm going to mention during my talk. This is just kind of pre-framing our minds here, but it's our job is to present that information. But with everything that's going through our clients' heads right now, it's really important for us to present that information in a way where it's still very mindful. You guys know unemployment is at an all-time high. We don't want to just bash, having a job, because we've all had a job at some point. We don't want to make people feel less than that they're having to depend on a job, or the fact that they lost a job. But there is a way where you can strategically present it, where you can say, hey, it's a perfect time to consider if going into business for yourself, that kind of verbiage. So it says here, reaching out to our clients, reassure them that you're going to be there for them, right? So instead of our clients being the ones to reach out to us, why not send out a text message? Why not take some time in your day, whatever system you have, to just go ahead and say, dear family, or Mr. and Mrs. Client, I'm here for you in whatever way that you're comfortable in communicating with me. Just let me know, right? Things like that, because you guys know our clients are just trying to process this new normal that we're in right now. Their mind might not even be thinking about their life insurance or their investments, but we have to beat them to it, is what I'm saying. So it says, we're an essential business, but our job is to showcase the essential services that we provide, right? Because a lot of times people might overlook, like, oh yeah, Primerica, right? Because people might think we're just like any other business that can get closed down, but people need us more than ever before. So it says, we got to promote that we're in business. So how are you promoting that you're in business, right? So like I said, one of those tips is reaching out to all your clients. So if you haven't done so already, go through your active client list. And then, what I've been doing is just drafting. I'll customize it as well, but I'll draft little text messages, something really short, like, I was thinking of them, hope they're, healthy and safe. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. I'm available, and I'll give them certain times. I'm available these times to go ahead and just touch base with you. People love that you're the ones initiating, right? And then let me just go over my quote, and I'll go over some verbiage. It says, strength grows in the moments when you think you can't go on, but you keep going anyway, right? So for example, if you have investment clients, right? So one of the things that we've just been doing is just planting seeds. Not all the things, that we've planted have harvested yet, right? But it gets people thinking. So like, for example, with investments, like I mentioned, so I'll reach out to a client and I'll say, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I thought of you because I know a lot of people right now, they feel very like uncertain, or maybe they just feel anxious about what the market is doing. Just wanted to see how you feel about it, right? So yesterday I did that, just checking with the client. A lot of times, it's pretty much two extremes. Either they're very worried about it, or they had really no idea that their accounts were taking a hit, right? So then I'll just tell them, okay, right now the markets are very volatile, right? Because COVID, and we don't really know what it's going to do, because we've never been in this situation before. But the reason why I'm calling you is, one, to let you know I'm here for you. Number two is, just to go over some of your options. If you're able to just stay put and just ride this roller coaster that we're on, right? Eventually the market will recover, hopefully sooner rather than later, right? And then I'll offer other options if, what makes sense. But I just touch base with them just to be able to gauge like where their head is at, right? Because what we don't want is for someone else to give like unqualified information, I don't know, their neighbor, their friend, and say, hey, take out of the money. That's what we don't want. We want to be the first ones giving our qualified advice to them, right? As far as life insurance, right? You can reach out to your clients and say, you know what, I'm actually just doing a review, but especially since you're one of our frontliners and we appreciate you now more than ever before. And we just want to make sure that you have enough coverage, because whether you're a frontliner or not, we're all exposed. There's always that possibility of us, bringing something back home, unfortunately. Even if you're just stepping out for groceries, right? That's a chance we're all taking, even though we're all taking the necessary, safety precautions, right? So I'll just review it with them. And then like the clients that might have let their policy fall through the cracks, I said, look, I'm just reaching out to you because I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't just check in with you. I noticed your policy had fell off, but I just want to make sure you have that financial peace of mind, especially in a time that we're in right now. And I'll tell them like, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm not here to scare you. But the fact of the matter is, we just have to make sure that we do have that financial peace of mind in place. Because if you notice, a lot of people are losing their work because maybe they've relied on their work life insurance. But we all know there's a lot of things up in the air right now. We also know because people have lost their work, people are not in a position to be as generous as they could have been, because when someone passes away and there's a GoFundMe page, most people are not in the financial position to give, even though they're, so do you want to leave your family's peace of mind like in jeopardy like that? Because not everyone can give right now because people are unemployed. So it gets them thinking of like, yeah, you're right. Like now more than ever before, I need to make sure my life insurance is active, or I need to up the coverage, right? So those are just kind of like some conversation pieces that I have been talking about in the area of client solutions. So you guys can kind of see I'm like touching base with clients in just a lot of different ways, right? In the area of client solutions, I'll reach out to clients and say, okay, you know, we're doing a review, right? And let's say they don't make any changes to life insurance or investments. Our job is still to update them on the other things that, you know, maybe they never took advantage of. I'll say, okay, I notice, Miss Client, that you don't have legal protection. I just wanted to ask you, in a time that we're in right now, do you have a medical directive? Do you have power of attorney? You know, if God forbid something happened, you know, who's going to make those medical decisions for you? Or if something did happen, of course, we don't want it to, but does your spouse, would they be able to access anything and everything under your name, right? So like we've been able to get like, you know, PLPP, just even having those conversations. I said, look, we have nothing but time right now, right? So right now is the time for us to go ahead and just organize our lives as much as we can, because you're home, you're working from home, or maybe, you know, things are keeping you at home. But this is the time where it really makes us think, like, if it was an emergency, which we are in an emergency, how much of your financials do you have, you know, in order, organized? And that client I was speaking to the other, like, you're right, Glendale, like, I never thought about if I have a will. I never thought about all these other things. In the area of identity theft, right? One of the things you could say is you could say, okay, look, everyone's at home right now, right? Which could be a good or a bad thing. Everyone's at home right now. People are, you know, working from home, distance learning, online learning, right? People are shopping. People are trying to check the status of their stimulus check if they haven't already received it. So with more and more people online, do you realize, Mr. and Mrs. Client, that we're actually much more vulnerable to identity theft than ever before? Because now we're online so much more than we used to. And then they're like, yeah, you're right. And look, some people might have already received their check. Some people might not have. Maybe, you know, they're trying to get more than what they should, but tough times sometimes call for desperate measures, and people are just thinking of any way to survive right now, right? So do you have identity theft? You know, in the area of auto, everyone's at home now. So if you haven't done so already, you know, check on your auto insurance and see if they can adjust the premiums now that we're all hardly driving, right? So you can say, oh, you know, have you called for your car insurance? Well, one of the things we do is we're going to shop around for you. So do you guys see how you notice there's like a pattern to what I'm saying, right? But you notice it's not phrased in a way where it's making anybody feel bad about their situation. Because the fact of the matter is nobody wants to be in the situation that we're in right now. And of course, us being the professional, it's also our job to show compassion, right? And just to let them know that we're there for them in whatever way that we can help them out. One of the things I know that we're doing is, you know, if you have, you know, brochures, then send them out. If they're just kind of sitting in your desk, send out that PLPP, send out auto and home, because people like getting mail, right? I've also just been sending like cards out to clients, just like, hi, just checking up on you. On top of sending the text, people like to receive good mail, because think about it. When was the last time you received something in the mail that wasn't a bill? Right? It's gotten to the point where we don't even look forward to mail anymore because it's never anything good. So let's be the ones to send good mail and just good vibes out there. So I hope that my part today helped you guys out just in thinking beyond the things that we would normally say and operate. If you guys need me, let me know. We're all here to help each other out, especially at a time like this. But I'm just super proud of everybody because we're all just making sense of this new normal, and proud to be your teammate. Thank you so much.
Awesome job. There you go. Awesome job, Coach Glendale, Profeta, Alonzo. Great job, guys. And look, this is an ongoing segment. This is just not a one thing that Coach Glendale is going to do. This is an ongoing, continuous thing. And, those were some great tips of how to approach all the different segments and all the different factors of what we do and the platforms we have and how to approach it. And you know what? That is absolutely true. Too often, people take, articles and things of that sort and post it on their social media and bash. And guys, what happens is that does not promote good vibes, right? And so if you want to, they say you attract what you are. If you want to attract great things, you got to post great things that people say, or people say, right? And not like, man, that sucks, right? I have a job, that sucks, right? So absolutely great job, Coach Glendale, Profeta, Alonzo. So good job.